So the next plan on my lathe was to start working on the drive clutch, but since I haven't studied how that works yet, I thought I'd go ahead and we'll start doing the tailstock. The first thing I'll do is start by removing this quill. Now I'll wind this completely out with the hand wheel, and then we'll be able to take the hand wheel assembly out and start removing each of these levers and this locking nut. So I've tried to wind the tailstock completely out and hoping that the quill part of it would disengage from the threaded screw, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm going to try and take off the hand wheel and see if I can get it out some other way. Now I was actually a bit worried about how this end part was going to come off. I thought this part here might have been pushed into the tailstock itself, but after hammering off the hand wheel with the rubber hammer, must have freed this up, and looks like it's just going to spin right off. So we'll go ahead and take that off now and see if we can get this quill out of the end. So I was able to get the quill out. I did that off camera. It was probably a little bit rough for most people's liking, but it was a little bit seized up in there, so I used this piece of wood and a hammer on the back of this screw, and eventually got this quill to come completely out. Now I just need to get the screw out of the end of the quill. So we're just removing the screw from the quill at the moment. It had a grub screw holding this bronze nut in. I think it's bronze, might be brass. And I've taken that grub screw out, and now I'm just gently hammering that nut out, and we should have the screw free from the quill. So at the moment I'm removing the locking mechanism for the quill. This handle normally goes on here, and inside here we've got a little wedge that gets pushed down here on the outside that squeezes onto the quill. But what I've got is these two nuts locked together, and I'm hoping to be able to wind that threaded post out and remove this wedge, and that'll allow me to get the inside of the bore all cleaned up and all that freed up so the quill can move as freely as possible. Seems to be coming out pretty easy. And yeah, that's the post out there. So basically it's just a threaded stud. So that there's the wedge that clamps down on the quill. So I've decided I will go ahead and pull this bottom part of the tailstock apart, because most likely it's going to need adjusting anyway, so why not have it all fresh and clean. I've had a closer look and I still can't figure out what that piece up on the top of this tailstock is used for. There doesn't seem to be any holes whatsoever for oil to be draining through. So if anyone's got any idea what that is or what it's used for, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm interested to find out why exactly that was installed. One thing I have noticed on the back of the tailstock here, there's this little area, and it's a bit hard to see on camera, but there's two little lines that line up there, indicating must be the neutral position, and I can see someone's also got a center punch and left an indent lining those two parts up. So when I go to put it back together, I'll aim for them two marks, and I should have it pretty close, but we'll get it dialed in once we get the lathe completely assembled and take the first cut. So it turns out that part is actually not on a dovetail. It simply just rests on that part, and I was hitting it back and forwards for no reason, but I got a screwdriver and pried it off, and it seemed to just pop straight off. So that part's off now, and the tailstock is completely disassembled. So today I was able to pull apart the tailstock completely. Next episode we'll go ahead and strip the paint off and probably put some new paint on. Now I've tried to keep this episode pretty short. It allows me to get more constant videos out, as it's not such a workload to edit it, and I've got short periods of time where I've got free time that I can actually make these videos. So I'm going to try and keep these videos shorter and get more regular videos out to you guys. And let me know what you think about these videos in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to keep updated. This week I've been trialing out a new lens I've got for my camera, so hopefully the footage has been a little bit sharper.